Okay, real quick before I start, I'll say I just watched this movie for the first time a few days ago, and the cool thing about it, if you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs, is I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, but it's revolves around one scene, one robbery scene that you never actually see. You just hear bits and details about. So what I decided to do, I decided to do the impossible. I decided to break it down fully, exactly what happened. Did I have to fill in a few spots? Yeah, but you know what? It's fine. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it, okay? If you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this. Go watch the movie, then watch this. Check it out. Screen recording, go. All right, so we have the bank scene. What actually happened? The store was a diamond wholesalers. They said there were about 20 employees. I couldn't fit all 20 employees in here, but you get the picture. If you're complaining, forget you. Anyways, we also got lax security. I'm guessing one or two guys. We also probably, guesstimating, have 20 to 45 customers. These are the customers in here. I know it's not 25. Give me a break. The robbers we have down here, we have Mr. Brown, who's Quentin Tarantino, Mr. White, the main good dude, Mr. Blonde, the psycho, Mr. Blue, never seen, Mr. Orange, the cop, Mr. Pink, the main dude. So to begin, Mr. Blonde and Mr. Blue head in first and announce this is a robbery and everybody get down. Mr. Orange guards the door and makes sure no one goes in or out. Right, Mr. Pink punched the bank manager, take him to the back, and try to get him to give them the diamonds. Meanwhile, Mr. Blonde here tells all the people here, especially the clerks, if they hit any alarm, he will kill them. Back to Mr. White and Mr. Pink. The bank manager resists at first, but eventually gives them the diamonds. But as he's showing them the diamonds, they hear the alarm goes off. And when the alarm goes off, Mr. Blonde and Mr. Blue change their positions. Mr. Blonde realizes that somebody triggered the alarm when he specifically told them not to. So, in a rational move, he decides to murder 4 customers or workers.
I don't like alarms, Mr. White.
And then, for good measure, he decides to kill one more person, which is a young African-American girl as well. After he does this, all chaos ensues. Everybody reacts in their own way. Mr. White comes down to see what happened. Mr. Pink also comes down, noting to stay close to the clerk. Both admitted to considering killing Mr. Blonde in this scenario. Mr. Orange comes to the front door and is checking on what's going on. 17 cops show up out of nowhere, along with 2 in the back. They don't shoot Mr. Orange because he is in on it with them. Then we have Mr. White deciding not to kill Mr. Blonde and making his escape. He goes out the front door and meets up with Mr. Orange, his buddy. They both make their way to Mr. Brown. His car probably pulled up, but I didn't animate that, so forget about it. Mr. Brown then hits the gas, and they make their way out of the scene onto this scene. Mr. Brown is also probably shot. Next, we have Mr. Pink, who goes back to the bank manager to get the diamonds, which is what he came for. He gets those, and then decides he's going to follow Mr. White out the front door. The only problem is Mr. White left in the car while he was getting the diamonds. So as Mr. Pink gets out here, he realizes he has no transportation. So he begins shooting at the cops. He hits and kills one, and then 3 others follow him in what ends up being this scene. Next, we have Mr. Blue. As the cops are pulling in, Mr. Blue isn't mentioned a ton in the movie, but I'm going to give him his due today. He stands up to Mr. Blonde. He's like, "What the heck are you doing, man? Are you nuts?" And Mr. Blonde says, "You know what? I am," and murders Mr. Blue right in the middle of the bank, which makes sense because he's psycho, and who else is going to see it? After he does that, he decides it's time for him to make his way out. Right as the cops are closing in, he goes out the back door. As he does, he meets 2 cops, lone cops, who are coming around the corner. He kills the first one and then takes the second one hostage and ends up putting him in his trunk as he goes to go get some local fast food, a drink and fries before he goes to the rendezvous point. I just want you guys to know that this is what my screen looked like at the end of what I was doing. This is how much hard work I went through. I clicked on every single one of these guys and made paths and arrows and props, and I just want you to know I worked hard on this. Whew, what a breakdown. That was amazing. Did I just compliment myself? I did. Let me know what movie you want me to watch next or what scene you want me to break down next. All in the comments below. Feel free. I'll probably pin your comment. There's not a lot to compete with, so you should go ahead and comment there. Also, I forgot what I was going to say next. Also, you're watching Talk Movies to me. See you later.